Why, hello there. It's great to be back, and in today's video, what I thought I would do is talk about my experience being an INFP male, which is the most desirable and attractive of all the personality types. Now, before we get started, I just want to let you know that I have been sick for the last month, and so my voice is a little bit husky. I'm not trying to seduce you with my voice. It's just something that's happening as a result of having a cold, and obviously as a result of being an irresistibly attractive INFP male. But what is it that makes INFP males so attractive, and do I have any stories about what it was like growing up as an irresistible, attractive INFP Dreamboat, an INFP honey bun? You see, while the other males are out there fighting, playing, throwing their weight around, I was putting my energy into seducing women. I got a girlfriend at the ripe age, I shouldn't say that. I got a girlfriend at the age of 4, an ESTJ girlfriend, which is a great match for an INFP boy, because I would provide her with my whimsy, my stories, my quirkiness, and she would make me regret the day that I was ever born, which is why I think INFPs and ESTJs are always a great match. Now, that relationship didn't last long. She was quite domineering, I remember, and we actually broke up when I was 5. I remember it was like some sort of a comment made over this brown jumper or sweater that I was wearing. She said it looked awful, and I remember the word awful really stung me to my core. But, I moved on pretty quickly. I set my sights on seducing all the 5-year-old girls. Once again, I was 5. Sometimes there would be some sort of a thing that happened on the playground where there'd be a girls' team and a boys' team. Well, I'm going to join the girls' team. Why would I join the boys' team? It'd make me very popular doing things like this. A little bit too popular, because I've got this traumatic memory of being 5 and being thrown into a bush by like 5 girls, and they held me down. They're all kissing my face. I was screaming. It's very traumatic. Sort of an early sign that you got to watch. You got to watch this power that you have as an INFP dreamboat. And yeah, I was a very sly person. I remember there was a girl crying one day because she was getting bullied, and I put my arm around her and I said, there. It was quite a sweet move. Actually, I went to this, I think my sister might have been at a girl's birthday party 2 years later, and the girl, who I still know today, pretty sure she was an INFP. Yeah, when I went to pick up my sister from this birthday party, I was with my mum, I went to the backyard, I hit this like tennis ball or something around a pole, or it was like a paddle or something, and it hit me in the face and knocked me straight down like a clumsy fool. And like everyone rolled their eyes at me. Most girls always rolled their eyes at me. Maybe I'm not as popular as I'm making out. But the one girl though, this INFP girl, she actually ran up to me and put her hand on my face to ask if I was okay. And I just remember looking up at her, and she was like this angel with this beautiful, very real smile. And it was this like early taste of romance that I had. And I never forgot her, and it was kind of nice that like 20 years later she added me on Facebook and liked a post of mine. Also that year there was this Uruguayan girl in my class, and I focused my sights on her because, she's the only Latina girl in my Melbourne 1990s primary school. I was very excited, and I asked her so many questions every day about Uruguay. I started trying to learn Spanish, and I think she really liked the attention. And it came to Christmas, and everybody had to give someone a present. And I think my teacher must have seen what was going on with me and this girl, because her name was the name I was given to give a present to. And at the end of the school year, because she was really upset, she didn't know who gave her the present, and everyone else was telling everyone else who gave them the present, but I kept it secret. And somebody ratted me out, and she actually came up to me and asked me if I gave her the present. I was like, no, it wasn't me. And she's like, someone must have. And on the last day of school, I got her to come aside. I got her like, can you stay back after everyone leaves? The teacher left. And I got her into the classroom, and I whispered in her ear. I was like, I got you the present. And her eyes lit up, and she smiled. And then the next year, that ESTJ girl that was my girlfriend when I was 4, now we're like 9. So I don't think we were really going out. But for some reason, I was having breakfast at her house for some reason. And she told me that girl has a crush on me, I guess because of this devious INFP Dreamboat move that I had pulled. And I got terrified. This might be, I don't know if this is an INFP thing or just deep-seated trauma. My parents were going through a divorce at the time. I'm like a fearful, avoidant, attachment style person. So I don't know if this plays into it. But when I found out she liked me, I got terrified. And when she was in class with me, because I think I liked her, but I was 9, so it was a bit weird. So I just flat out ignored her for the whole day until she cried. And her friends were all frowning at me and I was like, what did I do? And yeah, I made her very upset. She was crying, sobbing and sobbing. So I hope you're noting down these INFP seduction techniques. Around the same time, what was it, 1995, I went to the Cook Islands for some reason. The French were testing nuclear bombs in Mururoa Atoll. So I was on this resort for a month. I think we got trapped there because Air New Zealand went on strike. And word got out on the Cook Islands that there is an INFP in town. A dreamy, seductive, sensual hunk of an INFP. And this Polynesian girl, started hanging around the pool with me and my brother and sister and mum. And she was just sort of laying back and staring at me and smiling, which is quite nice. I remember trying to impress her with my INFP sly ways. I think a lot of guys would impress girls by trying to show they're strong or serious or something manly. But I always try to impress girls by being an absolute moron. I remember in front of her, I decided to slip on, I knew I was going to slip over and I just did this massive slip and just landed on my back. And I was trying to do it in a sort of slapstick way to make her laugh. And she did laugh. Again, very sly INFP male techniques. I don't know if Charlie Chaplin was an INFP, so there you go. There might be a link there. I don't know. God, I'm definitely going to get wine on this white thing I'm wearing. But anyway, my INFP-ness was irresistible, and this girl knocked on my cabin door on this resort in the Cook Islands and asked me to come away with her. And she said, bring your disposable camera, because I used to take photos of everything. And she said, leave my book behind. I was reading something by Enid Blyton. I don't know. I was 10 years old, or maybe I was 11. But anyway, she took me into this strange leafy area, very secluded. And she asked me to strip down to my bathers. So I did what I was told because she was demanding it. And she wasn't an aggressive girl. She was just a young Polynesian girl whose mum was a hula dancer and whose grandmother used to, she said, make her watch adult films. That can't be true. But anyway, what this girl did is she took some photos and asked me to pose with a towel on my shoulder like that. So I did what I was told, and then she said stop. And then she got these lizard eggs from somewhere and she started rubbing them all over my chest. Again, very strange and magical and sensual. And probably looking back, it was some sort of Polynesian curse. What's interesting about that story is that was the end of my love life for all intents and purposes. And what happened after this was we stayed in touch by sending letters back and forth from Australia to the Cook Islands. And I used to talk about this girl a lot, and my sister accused me of having a crush on her, which I said, no, I don't. And then I just refused to talk for about 2 days. Very much affected me. And then I started wondering, what if I do? No way. Well, there's no good end to this story, but whatever happened with those lizard eggs, they ended my streak with women, and I never really had any experience with girls ever again. So that was the mid-90s. But, that's fine. But either way, I'm not trying to end this video on a downer. I think it's wonderful being an INFP male. It was wonderful what I had. There's nothing wrong with hoping and dreaming, even if those dreams aren't going to come true. So anyway, I hope you've got something out of this video and have learned some of the techniques that I used as a very young boy to seduce women. And maybe if you're not an INFP male, but you're a proper male, like an ISTJ, you can use some of the wily, sly INFP seduction techniques and incorporate it into your own repertoire, safe in the knowledge that you're a proper male. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to unsubscribe or subscribe and press like or not, and I'll see you next time.